let's record. Talk about WrestleMania 38, Night 1, Saturday. Okay? Night 1. WWE Wrestlemania, Saturday, Night 1. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay? I'm not gonna make any order specific the matches they are. I'm just gonna talk whichever they are. I'm reading it here on the Wikipedia page. First, let me talk about the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch defending the title or championship, Raw Women's Champion, versus Bianca Belair. 100%, hear me out, 100% predictable. Predictable, 100%. Who's going to win this match? I give you few minutes to think about it. 1, comment below. Who do you think is going to win? 2, 3, comment guys. Who do you think? 4, 5. I gave you 5 seconds to comment. Who do you think will win? Me? My opinion, 100% predictable. If you guys know WWE very well, if you know it well enough, you know that Becky Lynch will win. 100% predictable. WWE will make Becky Lynch retain it. Let me tell you why. She's going to hold on for the title for a little bit long. Maybe not that long like Roman Reigns. Maybe so, maybe no. I don't know. But she's not going to lose it at WrestleMania. Maybe if she does lose it at WrestleMania Backlash. And that's a maybe. And maybe we get a champion versus champion. But that's another story. Hopefully we do get it. Women's champion versus women's champion. But right now we'll talk about that on our later on. Maybe it is. Or let me talk about now. Maybe it is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Title versus title. Or Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. You find out in my next video on WrestleMania Night 2 who I say who wins between Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. Turn into my other video coming up after this. WrestleMania Night 1 will be WrestleMania Night 2 Sunday. So Becky Lynch will defeat Bianca Belair. She's gonna retain it. And let me explain why I know WWE is going like that. Because Becky Lynch is on top. Bianca Belair, yeah, she wins. Yeah, but she's just defeating whoever. Chafos. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you may look like you're the top woman in the division. You defeat Chafo jobbers or whatever. But you're never gonna win the women's champion again. And maybe you do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do become women's champion again. Maybe next time you win a women's title will be from SmackDown again. Or maybe you do win the Raw Women's title. If we don't get unification at WrestleMania Backlash. Maybe in the future you become women's champion, period. One title when there's one title. Maybe in the future, but not at this WrestleMania. Especially not versus Becky Lynch. The only reason Bianca Belair won the title in the first place last WrestleMania 37, be realistically, look at who she defeated. She defeated Sasha Banks. Anyone could defeat Sasha Banks. Be anyone. Look at the history. Becky Lynch can defeat Sasha Banks. Charlotte Flair could defeat Sasha Banks. Ronda Rousey could defeat Sasha Banks also. Look, anyone could have defeated Sasha Banks. It's not a big deal. Sasha Banks is not on the top of the level as Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. She's not. So for her to defeat Sasha Banks last year was a fluke. It's a fluke. She's only gonna be one-time women's champion. Maybe two, but depending who she faces and defeats. But I'm telling you, she's not the face, and she's not gonna defeat the top one, Becky Lynch. She's not. Maybe I see it. Bianca Belair maybe becomes women's champion. Maybe another way if she wins Money in Bank, the women's Money in Bank. And she wins by BS because the opponent is injured, or somehow there's always have to be a big BS bullshit, because realistically Bianca Belair cannot defeat Becky Lynch clean. Cannot defeat her clean. So if you know the history, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'll give you an example. It's like at WrestleMania 18. Whoever remembers. I didn't even remember this just because I wrote it down so I could tell you. Jazz, former ECW Women's, Jazz defeated Trish Stratus and Lita in a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Champion at WrestleMania 18. Right? Big whoop. Everybody thought, woohoo, yeah, she won. But she didn't last long with the title. Maybe she did. I don't remember. But anyway, the other year, following year, Trish Stratus defeated Jazz and Victoria in another triple threat match. But this time, Victoria was in instead of Lita of WrestleMania 18. So triple threat is triple threat. Yeah, Jazz won the women's title on the triple threat versus Trish and Lita at WrestleMania 18. But then WrestleMania 19 came. Trish Stratus defeated Victoria and Jazz. So it was a fluke. See? Then Jazz never became champion again. That I can't remember. And obviously she became, I don't remember. But anyway, not at WrestleMania. We're talking about WrestleMania. So, yep, it's flukes. You only get one. Let me talk about. It's because at WrestleMania, you only get one special night to become the world title. The women's or the man's main WWE title. Then the following WrestleMania, yeah, you may be in a championship match again, but you don't win anymore. You don't win anymore. You don't. Big whoop. It's like Rey Mysterio WrestleMania 22. I know I'm getting too long, but I'm explaining. It's like at WrestleMania 22, Rey Mysterio defeated Randy Orton and Kurt Angle in a triple threat for the world title. Also, and it was a fluke. Because the other year, WrestleMania 23, Rey Mysterio was not even part of the title anymore. See, that's how they do at WrestleMania. You get what I mean? It's fluke victories. Oh, there's a lot of people. By the time I finish talking about it, you only get one special night winning the title. Just another example. WrestleMania 27, The Miz defeated John Cena for the WWE title. It's when The Rock interfered. See, The Miz only became one-time WWE champion at WrestleMania. And won by fluke. And one WrestleMania moment. Some of them only have one WrestleMania moment. And that's all. That's all. Just like Daniel Bryan defeated Batista and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. 20. And after that, he was in nothing. He was not in the main event again. One just special one night. Just, you know what? Give him a chance. Him here. Win the title. That's what I'm talking about. About Bianca. She's not special. She will never be special. Bianca Belair. I'm telling you. She's not going to win the title. Anyway, this is going to take me forever to explain to you guys. But I know WWE well. I know the history at WrestleMania. I know who's on top and who's not very on top, really. So realistically, everybody knows if you're a big fan, WWE fan, and you know how they think, you know that WWE is going for Bianca. Yeah, Bianca to lose. And WWE wants Becky Lynch to retain the Raw Women's Championship. So, yep. Hopefully you understand what I'm coming from, right? What I meant. So, yep. Bianca Belair losing. She's not going to win the title at WrestleMania. Maybe in the future against what a shuffle one. But not versus Becky Lynch. Come on now. Anyway, let's move on to the next match. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul in a tag team match. 100%, I think. I think Logan Paul and The Miz is going to lose. Let me tell you. The Miz, what's with The Miz? The Miz always has a partner at WrestleMania. Why? And really, when it comes to Miz, The Miz loses at WrestleMania. And besides, so that's why. So 100% predictable. I say Rey Mysterio and Dominic, they're going to win. Especially Rey Mysterio has the game thingy promoted, whatever. So he needs to win. And right now, lately, Rey Mysterio has been winning. I'm surprised. Maybe he gets a title shot later on. And also for Dominic to have a first WrestleMania moment. So, yep, Logan Paul and The Miz gonna lose. And Logan Paul is not gonna get pinned. The Miz is. And maybe at WrestleMania Backlash, maybe we get The Miz versus Logan Paul. Comment below. What do you think? So, yep, 100% predictable. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio get the victory. So, let's move on. Really, we're gonna have Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin at WrestleMania for nothing. Pointless. Nothing's on the line. And of course, 100%. Drew McIntyre is gonna win. Simple as that. Happy Corbin will be nothing. So, obviously, Drew McIntyre is gonna win. He's a former world champion. He has to win. He's not gonna lose. And if he loses, that will be the embarrassed match if he loses. But I don't see it happening. So Drew McIntyre is gonna win. So, yep, simple as that. Drew McIntyre defeats Happy Corbin at WrestleMania. Nothing's on the line. Yep. What could be on the line? What could have been on the line? Like what? Money of Happy Corbin. If he loses, he pays Drew McIntyre a lot. Money, maybe. Something like that. Who knows? Comment below what match they should add. Change it to besides regular. Who knows? But 100% Drew McIntyre, he can't lose. I doubt it. So now let's move on. Tag team match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus Nakamura and Ricky Booz or whatever. 100% the Usos are gonna retain it. Those are not gonna lose versus them. They're not. 100%. This is one. That's the problem. WrestleMania 38 is predictable, and because it's high guys versus low class. Yes. High versus low class matches. Some wrestlers, superstars that are high versus low class jobbers versus new ones. That's the problem of the matches they have. All of them. Kind of out of them. So 100% the Usos are going to retain the title. They're not going to lose it. Come on. Hopefully we get champion versus champion at WrestleMania Backlash. Comment below if you want to see that. Raw versus SmackDown at WrestleMania Backlash. Unify the tag already. Hopefully in the women's titles. Unify them. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, another tag. And it's for nothing. Nothing's on the line. New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus, and that new guy, Holly something. At least they could have number one contender for the tag team. Nope, it's not a number one contender. It's just for fun. So who's gonna win? Maybe New Day, because they win at WrestleMania. But at the same time, I want Sheamus to win because he hasn't won at WrestleMania lately. So, yeah, New Day. Especially Sheamus loses now. He's not that high anymore. Now he's here, so he could lose versus Kofi. Yup, New Day is gonna win. Even though it's for nothing, they could have added number one contender. Also, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin is for nothing. Or they could have number one contender, the rumors during Dominic versus Logan and The Miz, at least number one contender for the tag. But nope, it's just a regular tag. Both of them, Rey Mysterio and Dominic versus Logan Paul and The Miz is regular tag. And also New Day versus Sheamus and Holy Ann or whatever his partner is in the regular tag. Both tag team matches could have been number one contender for the tag. At least. So something's on the line. But nope. See? And it's versus whoever. Here versus low class. High versus low class. Especially WrestleMania Night 1 Saturday, they put the shuffle ones. Now, two more left. Now, Seth freaking Rollins in a single match that hasn't been announced into WrestleMania. So, what's the point? They're not gonna hate each other. It's not gonna be somebody that Rollins really hate. And what's the point? The rumor is Cody Rhodes is coming to WWE. Or technically Cody Rhodes already signed to WWE like 3-4 weeks ago. He's on WWE, but would he face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? I don't know. I say no. I don't see Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. No. It's not gonna happen, guys. Maybe it's Seth Rollins versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Or maybe can surprise us. Seth Rollins versus low class. Remember this WrestleMania. Just remember, like I'm talking about, this WrestleMania is high versus low class. So maybe it could be, look, just picture it. Picture it. WrestleMania high versus low class presents WrestleMania. Seth freaking Rollins versus the return to WWE. Wait for it. The Hurricane Gregory Helms. Yup. Seth Rollins versus the Hurricane Gregory Helms. I see it because we're getting high versus low class quality match. So maybe it is the Hurricane. And it's going to be for nothing. Nothing's going to be on the line. Just like Drew McIntyre versus Corbin. High versus low. And what is it for? Nothing. So Seth Rollins versus the Hurricane for nothing. And if it's versus Cody for nothing. And it's versus Shane McMahon is for nothing. Or maybe Shane's retirement. Seth Rollins says, if I defeat you, Shane McMahon, you retire for good. And that's how Shane McMahon retires. He loses versus Seth Rollins. At least we get a point. At least we have something on the line at WrestleMania. Comment below if it is Seth Rollins versus Shane McMahon. Do you want to see Shane McMahon return? And do you want Shane McMahon to end his WrestleMania? Eventually he needs to retire. He's getting old. And the perfect time versus Seth Rollins. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe. Comment below if it's Shane. Should be on the line. Because if it's versus Cody, nothing will be on the line. So I prefer something to be on the line. And something good. Classic legend Shane McMahon. So, but of course if he puts his career on the line, will be no disqualification or no holds bar. Something I would like to see that match on the line. So, I say Seth Rollins will still defeat either or. Defeat Cody Rhodes, Shane McMahon, the Hurricane, or Eugene. Yeah, Seth Rollins versus Eugene. Because this WrestleMania is high versus low class. Remember? Seth Rollins versus Eugene. Because Vince is on the phone. Hey, I got you, Eugene. Hey, you don't like Seth Rollins, your opponent? Hey, I got your opponent for WrestleMania. Too bad you don't like it. Imagine Seth Rollins versus Eugene. Damn, I'm just bullshitting, just making up who will be versus Seth Rollins. And it's not going to be The Rock. 100% told you. It's not going to be The Rock. And it's not going to be Triple H, obviously. He's injured and he announced his retirement. So who would it be? Who knows? How? Of course, it's not going to be The Undertaker. He already retired. I don't know who else could be. Or maybe Mr. McMahon versus Seth Rollins. But I doubt it. So anyway, let's move on. So 100% predictable. Seth Rollins is going to win when I think he needs a WrestleMania push again. It's been a long time he hasn't win. So I think he's going to win. Doesn't matter versus who. So let's move on. For the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair defends the title versus Ronda Rousey. Okay, good. Ronda Rousey, you're back in WWE ring. You're back. And you won the Royal Rumble just like I predicted. I wasn't 100% predictable. I wasn't 100% sure you were going to come at the Royal Rumble. That's why on my video I said, is Ronda Rousey at the Royal Rumble? Is she going to be in it? I don't know. If she does, she will win. Maybe. And she did win like I said she would. I knew it. Because I saw it. But she win the women's SmackDown title at WrestleMania. Can she defeat Charlotte? Number 2. 50-50. Ronda Rousey is good enough to defeat Charlotte Flair. She is. She's good. Ronda Rousey, don't get me wrong, she's good enough to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. To be the Women's Champion at all. She's good. But it's 50-50 like I mentioned. Charlotte Flair could also defeat Ronda Rousey because, hear me out, Charlotte Flair is good enough. She is good enough on top to defeat Ronda Rousey. This match, it's not high versus low class. This one is high versus high in the middle. Ronda Rousey Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. But to decide the winner is 100% predictable. Maybe not 100%, 50% predictable that Charlotte Flair is gonna retain it. She is. Because one, she's good enough. She's the face of WWE. And two, they only brought Ronda Rousey because they needed her. That's all. And Ronda Rousey's not gonna stay around WWE, be realistically. They only want Ronda Rousey because they needed some opponent for Charlotte. If you know what I'm talking about. And 100%, she's leaving back home with the husband, the baby, and maybe have another kid, who knows, and I guess just retire. Maybe it will be her last match. Maybe, unless we get Ronda Rousey next year. But, versus who? I prefer her last match versus Charlotte Flair. So maybe this is her last match at WrestleMania. Ronda Rousey, she's gonna lose. Wait and see. Maybe we do get a rematch. Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania Backlash. Just because who was gonna face Charlotte at WrestleMania Backlash? WWE really doesn't have top women. Really. Unless we get a low-class female versus Charlotte, I'll be like, really? Again? Or somebody new. Be like, nope. So maybe we do get a rematch. But regardless, Charlotte's going to retain it at this WrestleMania 38. Saturday, night 1 versus Ronda Rousey. Then at WrestleMania Backlash, maybe they fight again. And Charlotte wins and Ronda Rousey leaves again. Because they don't need her anymore until next year or so. Unless, Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey ends at WrestleMania. Who knows, but it's 50-50 chance. Charlotte and Ronda Rousey could win. But I say, if I have to pick, Charlotte Flair is going to win. So, yep. Basically, that's all I have for WrestleMania Night 1, Saturday, April 2nd. That's my predictable and what I think. It's a bad WrestleMania this year, especially WrestleMania Night 1. So, yep, that's what I think. Comment below, guys. Who do you think is going to win? Comment, guys. Who do you think is going to win? Comment. Your opinions. Am I wrong? Am I right? Sort of. Más o menos. Or am I 100% right or wrong? Comment below. So, yep. Anything I have to say before I end the video? Nah. Just that this WrestleMania sucks. It's not stupendous. It's stupid. Stupid. Because high versus low class superstar fighting. And a lot of matches, nothing on the line. It's pointless. Waste of WrestleMania time. So, yep. This is my WrestleMania 38 Night 1 Saturday predictable and spoiler. Whatever you want to call it. So, yep. And do me a favor, guys. Before you leave this video, if you like my video, hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of my videos, okay? And before I go, whoever keeps watching my videos and you're loyal to me, thank you. Whoever's loyal to my channel has been watching me since a few months or last year, 3-4 years ago, and you're loyal to me, to my channel, thank you. I appreciate it. Because in the future, if I become a big YouTuber, I will appreciate you. Whoever's on my side. in the future, I will appreciate it. Be like, wow, these fans are with me since day one. Wow, now I have a lot more subscribers in the future. Okay, so whoever been watching, you're a fan, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all the support and anyone that watches my videos lately. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, that's my WrestleMania 38 Saturday night one. So, hopefully, I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. So, peace, guys. See you on the next video of WrestleMania Night 2 on the next video, okay? So, turn into this one, the next one. Talk to you guys then later on. Bye.